Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. What I do. Wrapped up a lesson I just got through with. Got a little bit more to go, so I'm gonna give it to you right quick. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message is story for life. I get life lessons. You tune in. I hope they're working out for you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on. You know the deal is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Get to know yourself a little bit better. Right thing is a way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily, which makes it a way of life, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers do just that. So my goal is to give you the information to make that happen for you. You tune in, receive it, and use them, you'll be good to go. You end up knowing thyself. Trust me, that's my mission. The question I ask is, do you know yourself? If you had an answer, you don't have an answer, tune in, I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. Person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. That's what you teach them. That's what I do for you. I appreciate you. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes or think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow that. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my be true. I just wrapped up the lesson talking about how understanding the planes of consciousness. I broke it down for you, but I got to the end. I saw the numbers, so I got scared and shut it down. So I'm finishing up and wrap it up. It's be a short lesson, but it's piggybacking off what we're talking about. This title, right thinkers, let's talk about self-control, aka mind control. The reason being is George Lucas took our concept and made his Star Wars billions and billions of dollars off our concept. Luke, use the force. Yeah, I'm telling you, use the God and goddesses. Well, it's the same as the force. They just conceptualize it and put it his way, which is brilliant. Okay, no problem. So let me wrap it up right here. We talked about what? When he tell you in chapter 78, the litany of purity and righteous action, watch this. I have bound up and I have gathered together all my powers. I have directed my powers of the ways where to the wardens of the horizons and of the Hemet house where of heaven. Sound familiar? I have what established their fortresses for Asar. Asar is the first physical man with the spirit of God that we claim in human form. We're the first being, not Adam. We use Asar. Metaphorically, that's our that's what we do. So okay, now it says here, I have prepared the ways for him. I have performed the things which he hath commanded. I come forth to what? Jeddu. That's Asar's dwelling place, where the spirits who have lived a righteous and fruitful life come to hang out or dwell in his abode. But George Lucas showed you how he mastered himself. Luke became a return of what? The Jedi. Same thing, but I want to make that point. So let's talk about that concept of the mind. We're doing mind. I'm dealing with everything between the ears now. Watch this. Now, for those right thinkers who have developed what? Self-control. It's important. And watch this, who have intellectually understood, meaning reflected, meditated on it, got the concept, and that the world, watch this, does not hold abiding peace and happiness for them. This is all transit. This is all illusionary. It's not real. Watch this. Now, formal and daily meditation and right thinking philosophy is what? The next important step of what? Your spiritual path to enlightenment. I'm giving you the directions to go where you say you want to go. Now, through the practice of right thinking philosophy and meditation, it is, watch this, through this, it is possible for you to transcend, transform, like the butterfly, the caterpillar. I use that example because it's perfect. A caterpillar gonna turn to a butterfly only if it fulfills its obligation to get in this cocoon to make the change. If we don't wake up and have knowledge of self, we're never gonna see God. We're never gonna be our best self. So that's the concept. And watch this. With right thinking philosophy and meditation, you can transcend what? From the waking state of consciousness and to what? Discover the waking lucid astral consciousness state. That's being aware. Even while you're woke, even when you're sleeping, you can go to lucid dream state. That means your brain is getting comfortable with you in control of it, even when you're in the dream state. That's the idea of knowing ourselves. Watch this. What happens? This state, watch this, appears what? Like a dream world. But the waking world, unlike a dream, you are what? Completely awake or lucid. And essentially, the astral plane is what? A higher reality than the physical world. Again, when we go to sleep, we leave in the physical world to go into what we call the dream world, the astral world. Why? Because the mind is gone, but the body stays here. Within, watch this. Now, within the astral plane, what it is possible, here you go, to experience that you are separate from what? Your physical body. Again, a lot of people say when the spirit leaves the body and the body don't wake up, the spirit didn't get back. So there's all this conception. You can make what you want. You can dramatize and dress up any way you want. Let's just keep it real. Now, where we at? The physical body stays in the bed. The mind ventures off to wherever it wants to go. So we know that's the astral plane. It is possible to what? Experience that what? You'll separate from your physical body during that time. And watch this. And that the physical world and your body are what? Only projections of the screen of cosmic astral consciousness in much what? The same way as a movie is only what? A projection on a screen, on a blank screen. From here, watch this. It is possible to what? Actually experience. That's the right there. God has to be experienced for every individual. Watch this. And what is meant by detachment, since you can actually see that you are not the psychophysical personality you thought you were. Why? In the dream state, the body in which you there, but hello. This is why, favorite part. This is why the sage exhorts what? The practice of what? Detachment and dispassion. These two things. Take yourself out of the situation and take your emotions out. And you can do whatever you need to do with no remorse. Why? You ain't involved in that way. You're just going to do what you need to do. That's being Anubis. Okay? Now, watch this discernment. When you do that in your day, today, waking existence, you are bettering yourself. Moving on. From what? The astral plane, it is what? Possible to what? Discover what? The casual plane. That's the next level up. We're still trying to get higher. But however, watch this. This requires what? A high degree of purity. What you mean high degree of purity? Righteous living, virtuous living, doing the right thing at a high level. Okay, not just for yourself, for others. Hmm? Labor, love, give, help. Do, without wanting anything in return. That's called a selfless service. When you become aware of that, you become a good person to everybody who see you, what? Giving, doing, and helping others. Simple. You ain't got to run around telling about I'm this, I'm that. No, just do it. Okay. I do this, I don't care about what you do. That's between you and him. It's Christmas time. I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm not gonna buy a gift. I'm not doing none of that. That ain't what I do. I'm supposed to act like no, that ain't. My birthday is Christmas Eve. Now we're gonna get together, have big fun. But I'm not celebrating Christmas. I'm celebrating my birthday. So it's my indirect celebration. So I just want you to know. I say I don't do Christmas. I don't. 12:01. Bye bye. Party's over for me. Why? My birthday is over. I'm partying with you because it's my birthday. This is me. I'm hanging out. They're gonna be upset. Everybody comes to my house. Okay, I get to do anything I want on my birthday. This year, everybody gotta subscribe to my channel because no family members do this. So I'm gonna have all of them subscribe, and I'm gonna have my channel on the TV. I'm gonna take the remote so you can't turn the channel. So it's gonna be me all day. I got over 2,200 videos, so I'll be showing my face all day. They don't know that yet. All right, moving on. I want to get that out. This is why, watch this. This is why the teachings urge what? The practice of what? Controlling the thoughts, the longings, and desires to the point of what? Indifference, equanimity, and balance. I don't discriminate. I don't split hairs. No, I treat everybody the same. I do everybody the same way. Why? That's fair. I don't pick favorites. I ain't about that. It is what it is. Simple as that. And as a teacher, I teach everybody across the board the same thing. If you need a little extra help, that's fine. But I'm not gonna slow. No, I was told you talk too fast. You said I'm teaching. I'm rolling. So I try to be mindful, but I'm not here to. No, I'm here to teach, get information out. Sometimes I want to get it out faster than my mouth can say it. So I understand that. And when you're doing these things, watch this. These qualities, again, you're doing these will what? Will allow you to what? Develop what? Sufficient serenity and what? The mind to what? Experience the ocean of what? Quietude. That is what? The mass of consciousness, which what? You are essentially like an ocean after the winds have died down and the waves cease to rise. Here, there is what? An awareness without thought and desires, existence without form or objectification, an expanding stretch of what? Existence without end. You just here. You just go with the flow. Just let it go. When you go into meditative state, I go to that place every day. Some days longer, some days shorter, but I go there every day. Love it. Why? Because that's my time. My hassle. So I hear people talking about, and I tell you, I'm God conscious. Yeah, I'm conscious of God all the time. I function on spiritual discipline. That means I keep God first. I'm not out here praising the roof and all that nonsense. No, I'm just going to act accordingly and do what I know is right. That's all. It's not special, but I get rewarded for that my way. Again, if you're being blessed daily, that means you're living right. If you're being stressed and having drama daily, you're not living right. Moving on. That's real easy. Watch this. Where we at? I don't where we at down here? Okay. So therefore, watch this. Therefore, having what? Experience for yourself as a personality in what? The waking state, in the physical world, and as an astral personality in the astral world, and as what? As a subject in the casual world. A lot of times you get the casual world, you die. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you ain't risen to that level, you won't get there after death. Don't think that, please. You can what? Gain intuitive wisdom of the fact that you are what? None of these relative states. They just states of consciousness. You're none of them. The practice of these reflections and meditations will do what? Lead to the discovery of who? The absolute existence which transcends all these states, which yet is the casual. That's the highest level. But you get there through living and doing. You can't imagine it. You can't just know. You have to manifest it. That's the difference. Okay. This is what? The absolute reality, which you are. In it, there is no awareness of the world in the meditative state, your personality, or any relative or duality in that state. If you can go to that state, that's where you want to go. That's where you want to end up. There is only, you hear it, there is only you, the one, as the source of all. When you come one with God, that's where you want to be. That's the Nihas. That's knowing thyself, anointing, nirvana, moksha, whatever you want to call it. That's it. This is what referred to in ancient Egypt mystical teaching as what? The inner shrine, what? The abode of God, and having what entered into this innermost realm in your mind after what successfully meeting what all the challenges in the physical body of the who so-called demons, your ego self, in what the form of your own negative emotions, desires, and concepts. You can exclaim with joy that you have what arrived and that you have seen what is inside that mysterious abode of what your innermost self, God. When you reach that plateau right here on earth, heaven on earth. So all that going to heaven, you die. Don't believe that nonsense, my man. Reverend, I told you that pie in the sky nonsense. No, get your stuff together, become constant who you are, be your best self, and enjoy yourself. Why? Because you will be blessed for just that. I'm not done. I got some more stuff here. I just can't let it get away. All right, here you go. It also says this process is described in the chapter 77, 78 of the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day. Here's one of the excerpts, and it's included right here. I come daily into the house of the twin lion gods. My emblem show you the two mountain peaks. They got that represents yesterday and tomorrow. I'm in the middle. That's the present. Be conscious. That's what that means. I come forth. Watch this. Therefrom what? Into the house of Aset. Wisdom, knowledge, intuitive knowledge. I look upon the holy things which what? Are hidden. I see the being who is therein Asar, aka the self. When you pass the judgment of Maya, you go in, your name become Asar Mark. You join with your higher self. It's kind of a concept, real simple to understand. Moving on. Let me wrap this up. Now, let's break down. I'm about to take you to meditation. Heads up. So let's talk about it right quick. I got a little paragraph or two to read. The practice of meditation is twofold. Just like a bird or politicians, what? They need two wings in order to what? To fly. Republican, Democrat. But as a spiritual aspirant, you need to what? Practice two forms of meditation. The first entails a constant reflection of the truth provided by the wisdom teachings, aka right thinking philosophy. The second involves what? The practice of formal meditation exercise, which I just explained to you daily. You set a routine. First thing in the morning, I pray, meditate. First thing I do before I do anything else, after I come out of the bathroom, before I come into the lab, it's a routine. It's become my norm. It's become a way of my life. So I'm practicing the twofold for real. And watch this. This involves what? The practice of concentration. Concentration is focusing everything on one thing. Concentration, watch this, on any object will what? Lead to the focusing of the mental rays of consciousness instead of their scattering into relative states of waking, dreaming, and dreamless sleep. What happened? Okay. A focused mind stays focused even while wake, dream, and dreamless state. What's happened? Why? This will what? Allow consciousness to focus and thereby allow what? Your mind to peer into the depths of higher consciousness, which is we call the astral and the causal planes. You only can get there here. The body ain't going. So when I hear y'all tell me about they went up with God to heaven, stop that. Stop. Just stop. Enoch, whoever else, just Muhammad, and nobody went to heaven in the physical form. Y'all went and looked at Jesus' tomb. The body was gone. That's the problem right there. The body should have still been there. Spirit is what was gone. If he did, then the spirit gone. But the body don't go nowhere. So stop with that nonsense. And watch this. Having begun the process of what? Expanding your mind and consciousness, that you, the practitioner, can then experience for yourself firsthand what? The depths of his or her own true self. AKA know thyself. Through experiences and doing certain things, you and God will become connected. Why? Because you're doing all the things you need to make that happen mentally. And if you're living right, doing right, you're doing it physically. That's the twofold. You can't just think it. You have to live it, implement it, use it, manifest for yourself. That's how you know God for yourself. When a spiritual aspirant, right thinker, enters into what? These practices with what? The correct teaching from Wah and guidance and understanding, the self, which is what? Conscious itself, acts as what? The guide, and in so doing, an initiate can what? Discover that he or she is that very same self. Know thyself. Getting knowledge and understanding will make that happen for every individual who does it. I don't do nothing but for me. I can instruct you and guide you like I'm doing. You had to put the work in, and if you do, you will be rewarded just like me. The transcendental being, okay, an enlightened being from which all of the planes arise and into which they all subside. It started there, it's going back there. Watch this. Now, within this experience we call life, there is indisputable what? Peace and joy, true fulfillment of all desires, and what? The knowledge of the absolute, knowing which there is nothing else to be known, all knowing. The inner self moves what? Towards those who what? Exert self effort towards spiritual realization. In other words, putting in your work, doing the things you need to do, things I keep trying to show you by doing it myself and implementing to you. You can do it yourself. And if you practice it, you will get the same results. It's not different because, well, that's you. You know everything. No, no, no. God don't work like that. Trust me. This is why, and this is why Jesus said, what? Okay, here you go. Ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened to you. These are all actions that you have to do. Sorry about that. You feel me? And it says here, Matthew 7:7. Your spiritual practices, I'll call it right living, are the what? The asking, and the result of asking is inner discovery and unity with who? God. Again, when you pray and oh God, oh God, oh God, and you do nothing, nothing happens. When you pray and you put work in, show obedience to God, do the things you need to do, something will happen. You get the concept. It ain't that hard. It ain't brain surgery. Simple. So let's start teaching our young. That ain't something they can learn. The sooner the better. The sooner you learn to serve God, the better of your life will be. I guarantee that. That's what I'm trying to get to young people quick. Why? They can have a good, fruitful life just knowing themselves at an early age. That's all I got. Watch this. Now, the teaching that I have is what is referred to as divine grace. The things that you do going to grant you divine grace. Y'all told me one time, oh, he walking in grace. No, I'm just living right. I told you that then. Ain't nothing changed. The self, aka God, moves toward those. If you do for you, you take one step towards him, he gonna give you two. You make the present him, he gonna double it up. You give to him, he returns in abundance. All these things, but you have to be the initiator. You are the determined factor. I ain't trying to preach. Okay. But when God moves toward those who what? Move toward the self, higher self. And also the self, watch this, denies. The same self who gratifies will deny those who what? Deny the self. Mhm. If you don't aspire to higher self, all you want to do is please the ego self, oh, insufficient funds. You got no kick coming to you from God. Why? You serve yourself, the ego self. That's what they're telling you. Moving on. Denial occurs in many ways from the higher self. What? A person denies the higher self, watch this, by doing what? Acting out of the egoism when they know better. I'm about to freak out. I didn't read that part prior. This is pretty much new information I highlighted, but I didn't practice it. I didn't want to read it. But I just told you that. When you act on the ego self, you got no kick coming. I saw that. I lived that. I know that for a fact. I'm not telling you something that the book said. I'm telling you something that I know. That's the difference. I'm teaching experience lives that I live. But the knowledge that I understand, I can put it into perspective where I can show you, teach you, and inform you of certain things that you can use and benefit from. Let me wrap this up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. And it says here, the process of denial and ignorance is like what? Reading, watch this, the wisdom teaching, right thing, turn into me, and not going beyond what? The superficial level of just claiming, I'm a right thinker of their teachings. You ain't learned nothing, you ain't experienced nothing, you ain't did nothing, but you claim to be a right thinker. Like a lot of Christians, I'm Christian. You pay tithes? No. You go to church? No. Why you claim to be a Christian? You making Christians look bad because you're not a Christian. Well, yeah, you could be in thought and what you're saying, but in action, you're not. Moving on, a lot of that going on. Where we at? Now, where we at? If you know, yeah, if you know how to understand mythology, and most of you Bible thumpers, this is what you probably problem at. That Bible is a book of mythological stories, okay? Astrological, biblical, whatever. But they're stories that you should learn from. Not just whole, like it's, no, it's lessons. I give the same thing, like lessons about prior stuff that happened, stuff that I know about. That's teaching. The Bible is a book to teach you. The teachings come to you, what? Unhampered. This is an example of what? The mutual movement, the spiritual aspect, you the reader, and the self, meaning what? Move towards each other. He'll come to you if you come to him. You take one, he'll take two. He can get to you quicker than you get to him. Sounds good. All this is stuff that y'all hear preaching, all that. Y'all talking that good stuff, preach that good. Half the people don't get a clue what the hell you're talking about. Break it down so at least they can understand it. Put it in useful terms. How about that? My pastor does a good job teaching, not just preaching. I want to just be teaching. I ain't trying to be preaching. But watch this. If a person does not apply concentration and study, they can read even the most and miss the entire moral of every story and thus negate what? Their higher power of what? Understanding, gaining knowledge of self. So the wisdom which I teach could have led them to what? Divine inspiration is denied to them. Why? They didn't learn and pay attention and practice it. Simple. You can read till you get blue in the face. You can listen till your ears fall off. But if you ain't implement it, it's for prayers with no work. You need to work to get your prayers answered. You got to put something in to get something out. The experience, let me wrap this up. The experience of inner fulfillment comes where? Is more profound than the outer forms of happiness. Things of the world, temporary. True happiness, eternal, forever. Take that deal. Not the, I'll take that, I'll take that. Deal or no deal? No deal. I'm taking eternal. Watch this. Now, this is because why? As you move within, you are what? Moving closer to what? To what is true and abiding. The self is all. That's true. Abiding. That's where you want to get to. It is what? This greater enjoyment which will allow you to what? Leave behind the lesser pleasures, vices, and negativity, people that hold on to you and degrade your ability to what? Discover true peace and contentment within yourself. That's what dispassion, detachment from others, not concern yourself with what people think and feel about what you're doing. You do it for your higher self, and he'll reward you every time. That's my lesson. I'm out. I'm coming back with meditation.